And we talk a lot about Jadeveon Clowney. There's another name out there that keeps resurfacing, and that's Everson Griffen. What do you think of him?
He's interesting. He's a veteran who's been productive over his career, and last year had a really nice season. Kind of bounced back last season. No, he's an older guy, but somebody that you could see bringing in. There's another guy that you could bring in on a 1 year deal, and the question would be, would he want to be a part timer behind Vernon and Garrett? But also, if Vernon gets hurt again, you can plug him in. So I think he fits really nicely. You have Adrian Claiborne there too, who's a guy who can kind of plug in behind them. I think he'd be a nice addition to this team if he wanted to come here and be a part-time
All right,
player.
let's take a look at Everson Griffen along with Jadeveon Clowney. See what you have. That's Griffen on the left, and of course Clowney on the right. And you see the numbers and the age. There's an age difference of 5 years, and money difference also. Estimated salary for Griffen 7.1 million, and something like 15 to 17 million for Clowney. So all things considered, and you could take one or the other. Which one do you take? The money goes with it. Which one do you take between the two?
Honestly, I almost lean a little bit towards Griffin. I think he's been a little more productive getting after the quarterback. He's been a little bit healthier than Clowney. I kind of lean his way. He's not going to cost as much, and I always like having veterans. I like guys that have been around that can just sort of be the elder statesman in that defensive line room. They have a guy like Sheldon Richardson in there, and certainly Olivier Vernon. But this is a guy that's been around. He probably knows Kevin Stefanski a little bit, even though he's on the other side of the ball. I would actually be really interested in a guy like Everson Griffin.
Well, it's the other side of the ball as far as Stefanski is concerned, but there's a comfort level, even though just by being there and coming from Minnesota, even though he wasn't a position coach, um, I think it's a comfort level thing.
And I think it matters. We talk about it a ton in the NBA. We don't talk about it as much in the NFL, but I think it matters to have guys that have been to the postseason and know what it's like and know what it takes to get there, know how to act when you get there. I think that matters to an extent.
You know,
And
I'm,
then,
I'm
I think that case with Clowney too, but Griffin has been there as well.
I'm looking at Griffin and Clowney and the numbers. The quarterback hits kind of surprised me that Clowney has 55 had 55 last year, and Griffin had 62. Is there anything to read from that?
I think Clowney did miss some time early in the year. Actually, the one thing about Clowney, even though his sack numbers weren't high, he did produce a fair amount of pressures. He did produce a fair amount of quarterback hits. But it is interesting to see Griffin kind of coming in with more quarterback hits than Clowney did.